Hello and welcome to a big edition of In the Box Seat. I'm joined by Paul Joice, Ella Cohen.
Hello. Good
Hello,
to be
everyone.
back. Welcome back, Paul.
Great to be back on Australian soil, even though it's been a rough old week, but looking forward to getting out to the Gold Coast on Saturday.
It's fair to say the last 6 weeks have been quite eventful for you.
Yeah, very eventful. A trip to the States, a Super Bowl, and then back to all the destruction
Alfred.
here on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
How'd you fare?
Fared well. I had a great time, went hard, came back worse for wear, but you left it all out on the field.
Well, you left in good spirits. And
I'm back in good spirits now. Yeah, the sun's back out and the houses are still standing, so life's good.
It's been a sort of troubling week for a number of people all over southeast Queensland, so our thoughts go out to anyone that's been affected by ex-cyclone Alfred. I think that was the term that they were starting to use by the end of it.
Yes.
If you didn't see any of the reporters, that
they were out in the weather.
If you didn't have a spray jacket on, getting rained upon during the cyclone, you weren't doing your job properly, I don't think.
Look, I'm glad we weren't on camera last week. I'm glad we're here when the sun is back out and we're not in.
Where were you?
We're not in the elements.
Show did go to air last week.
It did. I must have missed that one. Sorry, guys. No, we as we said, thoughts are to everyone who was affected, and thank you to the Gold Coast City Council and everything they did for us in our city, and of course the Premier and the rest of the state as well. So it's tough times, but we're looking ahead to this weekend. The rescheduled Queensland Jewel Raceday will now be held as a twilight meeting on Saturday the 15th of March. So we're very much looking forward to getting that underway. Obviously, we didn't like the delay, but we're here now and we're ready for it.
How good's the track looking, Mitch? What are we going to be on come Saturday?
I reckon back to a 5.
Back to a 5. This was nearly underwater like 4 days ago. So back to a 5. Is that what we're doing the form for? Because I've sort of done mine just into that softish range.
Yeah, 5,
it's
6.
not going to be firm, but
I think at time of recording we're a soft 7. Soft 7 at time of recording.
So officially 615 mil of rain.
Wow.
It just shows these new tracks with the profiles that they've got, the drainage, that they cop the heavier rain really well. And
that misty rain on the days, problem, but hopefully we don't get that.
Yeah, it tops at 28 degrees, I think, forecast for Saturday, so it should be a great day's racing. And Central will have a big coverage of the Jewel, the last 5.
Sky's going to cover races 5 through,
10.
so we get all the feature races will be covered on Sky Thoroughbred Central, and that'll be on the back of the Brisbane Metro meeting, so we'll flow straight on from the last at Eagle Farm.
Excellent. So we've had, I guess, an extra week to learn the horses for the Jewels after preludes at Doomben, which is always a big lead-in. And then we've got a different flavour coming from Grafter Burners, who brings that English Millennium Run, one of the hotter form 2-year-old races of the season at the moment. Everything coming out of it is winning or racing well in the slipper lead-ups.
That's it.
I think the only negative would be barrier 16.
Yeah, definitely, and the racing style he's got, which is puts him last or near last in the run. So he's going to
looks like they just probably have to take their medicine, go back, and hope they're running
that way.
on.
I mean, we'll get into the race, won't we, in detail shortly, Ella. What else have we got as far as what's on here on Saturday?
Yeah, so twilight timings this weekend. So Members Gate's going to open at 10:45 with the public gates opening at 11 a.m. If you are in one of the function rooms, we're opening those at 1 p.m. With your beverage packages and lunch kicking off at 2. We've obviously got first race at 2:49, last race at 8:15, and then we'll have entertainment in GG's until 9:30 here on track. So those are the new timings. I know the twilight ones are a little bit different to our normal day and night, so those times. Keep those in your calendar ready to go.
Yep, we will be there.
Yeah, and should be a bumper crowd for Saturday. It's one of the iconic days here at the Gold Coast Turf Club, the cutest jewel.
And there are some tickets available with some cancellations of that date changing. We do have some corporate hospitality now up for grabs in both of our restaurants and in the Sky Lounge. So limited tickets still available if you do want to get along to some corporate hospitality, gctc.com.au to pick up those last remaining tickets.
Great plug. Let's head to the racing side of things. We caught up with Lee Freeman, who's got a live chance in the cutest 2-year-old jewel in Idyllic Affair.
We're really pleased with her. She went half a mile with a mate and finished off strongly. And the ground was a little bit on the soft side, so she handled that all right. Overall, we were very happy. Pulled up well afterwards, and the big question is whether she can produce an Eagle Farm 1200 winning effort here at the Gold Coast. Different race, a lot more speed. But she's going well, very well. She had 10 days after her Eagle Farm win. She had 10 days out in the paddock, and we're just bringing her back up now. And look, she's a very athletic filly in that she doesn't, put on massive amount of weight or lose her fitness. She's still very fit and pulled up like she hadn't had a workout this morning. So no, we're delighted with her.
Joyce, you're quite keen on Lee Freedman's runner.
I am. Idyllic Affair. I think she's the value runner at the moment. Looking at the markets with Tab, she's around $9. I think she's a great each-way play. She did manage to beat Boom Shanker when they clashed last up. Boom Shanker was an odds-on favourite, but she beat Boom Shanker fair and square. They gapped the rest of them. They're backing Boom Shanker again, so obviously she's going to come on from that first start experience-wise, whereas Idyllic Affair's now had the 2 starts. But she's been getting better every time she's stepped out to the track too, from her trial to her first start to her win. She's got that perfect draw. She's going to get a lovely run. Michael Rod on 55 kilos. Yeah. I never thought I'd see that. So obviously Michael's keen to get down to that weight to ride her. And $9. She's the way I'm leaning. I think we've touched on Grafter Burners, the class form in the race. For sure. The English Millennium form has just been jumping off the page. We've got Within the Law, which is nearly going to be one of the top chances in the Golden Slipper. And I think it's Artistic Venture for John O'Shea ran third. I think she's going to start favourite in the Magic Night on Saturday at Rose Hill. So all that form is extremely strong around Grafter Burners. He's the danger, but he's got that racing style of getting a long way back. The blinkers come off. Can he run past 15 other horses to victory? It's not going to be easy, but he's got the form to do it.
But map sort of point of view, you think he's probably going to settle down second last. And there's a number of horses that won't take him into the race, so CJ's going to have to pick the right horse to take her into the race. But
yes, and I think by that stage of the day too, we'll have a better idea of just how the track's playing. We're sort of thinking soft 5, soft 6. Is it going to be on pace? Are they going to be coming down the outside? Are they going to just be dead set even across the surface? We'll know by race 6, but if it is sort of on pace fence-ish, which it could be, it probably won't be, but could be, that's going to make it really tough for Grafter Burners.
Better luck next time and improve a third up?
Definitely in the numbers, in the top 4, currently $12 with Tab. I think I opened him at about 19. He just looked as though he needed the 1200 last start.
Every inch of the 2 runs that he's had so far.
And a big turnaround at weights. I know it's not big in 2-year-olds, but it's still significant with him because he carried the grandstand there last start.
Yeah, and a relatively kind barrier draw that probably should see him sit in the first 4 or 5. And
lovely barrier. And then you've got Boom Shanker, and that's my top 4. So they're my top 4 in the 2-year-old.
That's
what about
the 2-year-old. I'm leaning towards the class, but how the meeting is shaping by race 6. But if they're back and making up ground, which they have been on when we've had the track in that soft range, I think class will take Grafter Burners a long way. That's a different level of form that it's bringing.
It is for
on
sure.
Saturday,
especially at set weights. And I think what you want to do is just watch the first couple of races. And as you said, if the track's suiting Grafter Burners, the $4 will be luxurious odds. If the track isn't suiting him, you're probably going to get better odds, and then you're just going to need an absolute miracle ride from CJ. So it's going to be, he's the horse that everyone's interested in.
Better luck next time. Idyllic Affair, pretty dubious who won the prelude. Looked very smart in doing so. Just got to run a strong 1200 out.
A lot of speed. A lot of speed in this race. Satisfied Mugs coming down from North Queensland.
Looks fast.
Just injects a stack of pace into a race, which Pretty Dubious won't like. Because she's had her own way up on speed her past 2 starts, and they don't come out any quicker than Satisfied Mugs. He's a flying machine. So another one that adds interest.
We head to the 3-year-old Jewel now, which is probably a more open race. The barrier draw wasn't kind, or saddlecloth number 1 in this either, with Astapor coming up with 16. I was just saying off air, saddlecloth number 1 was doomed over the meeting. Only one horse drew inside a 9, and it was scratched immediately after drawing barrier 3. Everything else is in the car park, and you work off the class runner as number 1 at the top of the weight, so you sort of got to factor a number of things in. Astapor, 16 gate, he looked ready to win this race off the first up run in the prelude.
He did. He carried the grandstand as well, 60 kilos. Now he drops back to set weight. So perfect for him. I think if he'd drawn a gate, you just could have ticked him off and said, right, he's the winner of the 3-year-old race. From that draw, we're going to have to go back to what we spoke about in the 2-year-old. You're going to have to watch the races, see where they're coming from. Astapor's got a lot more tactical speed than the 2-year-old Grafter Burners, so Justin Stanley could use that pace early if he wants to. The map isn't as obvious either. There's not that electric speed that we see in the 2-year-old race. So I think Astapor's a lot more versatile and can pull a few more options from that draw. He's definitely one of the horses to beat, if not the horse to beat. I'll tell you, I don't mind at massive odds if it gets a run, which is unlikely. His number 21 Siesta.
Oh,
For
yeah.
the Price Kent
Yep.
stable. Trialled really well down
Yep.
at Warwick Farm. Has been racing in Melbourne, but probably won't get a run. You're going to need about 5 scratchings to get in. A punter's back from a spell. It's a chance. Take a bow each way. Could definitely handle the step up in class. I love that win at the Sunshine Coast last start. And Mr. Babalewski was a complete forgive at the Sunny Coast when it beat Odds On Favourite last start. He just lost the plot pre-race, as bad as I've just about ever seen. So it was a home track thing, I think, and get him away from his home track, I think he'll be a lot better behaved, because the first time he's done it, and it definitely cost him the race.
I'm looking at Dream Smart off the prelude win. There was good money
Good win
for
too.
it. Liam Birchley, whatever he's putting the saddle on, is going
Yes.
close. He's got a great strike rate at the moment, and a horse that sort of seems to map pretty well. From a middle draw. I think it'll probably lob in the first half dozen of the race. If Astapor jumps and lobs lead or outside lead and does minimal work over the first 200 metres, it probably just wins.
Yes.
But from a punting point of view, because of 16 gate, you get a better price than what you would have if it drew barrier 4.
Exactly, around 370 we'd tap at the moment for the favourite there, Astapor. A punter's an interesting one too, back for Kempy without a trial, but hard in the market at 650. Ella, have you found one in another race for us?
I have. I knew you both would have the 2 and 3 year old covered, so I stayed away from those.
Let's say we do. It's not over the line yet.
I've actually looked at race 9, the Gold Jewel. I've gone number 6, Red Defcon. One I've had in my black book for a while. I think it's on career best form, and I always like a horse with the name Red in the title. So it's a bit of
noticed. In 2 years of doing this show, I hadn't noticed.
So I think that one's going to be my best of the day.
Yep, very even race, that Gold Jewel.
Yeah, I haven't gone into the other races yet. As I said, I've got 3 meetings in 4 days. So it's the Gold Coast features first, Sunny Coast Friday, Gold Coast Saturday, Bow Desert Monday.
Yep.
Yes, of course.
Plenty of winners to find.
Yeah.
So we'll either be sinking or swimming come Monday afternoon.
Let's hope swimming.
You've had to pay for that US holiday at some point.
Got to pay for that. Got to pay for the insurance to come and have a look at the house. I mean, there's bills come piling up, and we need to get back some winners to pay for them all.
Only 21 races in southeast Queensland on
That's
Saturday between Eagle Farm.
It'll keep us busy.
Yeah, should do.
As you mentioned, Bow Desert on Monday, that was a transfer from Thursday off to Monday with all the changes in southeast Queensland. So
Eight races.
8 races there.
Sausage sizzle.
Sausage sizzle, gates
Ella's
open.
on the barbecue.
It's for free entry, so if you want to get out,
That'll
if
be
you're
a fun
sick
day.
of being at home, head on out to Bow Desert on Monday. Gates open at 11 a.m.
Oh, you didn't know that? Oh.
I knew that one. No, I didn't know I was behind the barbecue though. That's a new one.
Check your emails. You'll be cooking.
Perfect. Awesome.
We'll be there.
We'll be there. You'll be calling.
Yep.
I'll be tipping, and
Yep.
I'll be
Ella's on the
cooking,
barbecue.
apparently.
Yeah.
Fun day for everyone.
3's a
Looking forward
crowd.
to it.
So Ella knows what she's doing on Monday. We all know what we're doing on Saturday. We're going to be here for Cutest Jewel Day.
Yeah.
Let's hope we'll get the fine weather, which is forecast. Looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.